Hello and welcome to another somewhat different episode of Outta Stanton. As you can see, Masocast is away from keyboard. He'll be back shortly, in about a couple of days. If you guys were following us already, you know that Maso has gone camping, hopefully having a lot of fun. I was really hesitant and was thinking about if I really want to do the show on my own or not. Or have someone as a guest, but decided to do it on my own just because I don't know. It's kind of strange for me when if one of the hosts is not around and then there's like someone filling in and all that. But also, I don't think it would be a big deal if we didn't do it this week. However, a lot of things have happened, so it would kind of feel bad about not doing it. And then another thing that was a bummer for me, I'm not pointing fingers or trying to make anyone bad or whatever. Salty might cancel his answer to call, and that's one of my favorite shows when it comes to Star Citizen. I think he didn't really feel like talking poorly about the game again, so yeah, here we are. This will be much shorter. Obviously, I did set up everything as usual, so I'm going to tell you guys what I did kind of throughout last week. And then I'm going to go over to news, where we're going to touch on, or I'm going to touch on 314 stuff, ICSCU, SCL. And as a topic, I actually had something very simple as my personal experience since 314 landed on PU. And that's going to conclude it. I'm not streaming this live, so no questions this time and no imagination station and other stuff, because it's just like this is more of just keeping it week to week rather than anything else. So then next week probably we're going to have some juicier topics and whatnot. All right, so basically what's happening here is basically last week I don't know, man. I got I played quite a lot of games. I'm back in the Guild Wars 2 kind of for a bit, waiting for a new world that got delayed for another month. So now a new world is coming out, I think September 28th or something like that, like the end of September, if they don't postpone it again, which I think they will. And I played a lot of World of Warships, streamed it. Just like y'all doing other things. I don't know. It's been rough around here with temperatures. Serbia is getting cooked kind of, so I try to actually not sit next to my rig as much as I can, but yeah. Okay, so I did, with the moment 314 landed on PU, as I've said before, I don't even know. I was excited to try it, but at the same time, PTU was so long that I don't know. Like I just dropped out of that excitement. And we talked about this. I think a lot of people who are like me just feel, if they're following any kind of media like YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook gaming or whatever, they kind of drop out of that. Like they get stripped of that excitement. Maybe I'm not the majority, but it always strikes me kind of strange that there's like beta to alpha game system and whatnot. Obviously, if Masa was here, he would probably disagree with me because he thinks that PTU is a good thing, and that's fair. For as long as people are actually enjoying it or think that that's a good way to do things, who am I to say that it shouldn't? I can just say how I feel about it. That's all. So the other thing is, I decided, because there's a new flight model and everything, I decided to try flying around with my dual sticks, and I've experienced some really crazy issues. Well, still my Z on the right stick is just like the rudder one is just not working well. Twist axis, it was really strange. Like I had to add even more dead zone now after the patch and play around with the curves, but this T1600,000s are just, man, I don't know, like it's such a hit or miss, and it's a bummer, man. Like it's really a bummer. Like it's not like I can just exchange it or anything. Pretty much sure I'm gonna just turn my left stick to right stick and ignore the right one, use it for like parts or whatever. Apart from that, what was really strange is I tried setting up my controls again and CIG decided to make this change of how the controls are being set up. So where you used to have you know how when you go to, well, those of you who are using sticks, when you go to controls and then go to advanced and then go to sticks or HOTAS as it's there, and then you break it down, there's a ship flight controls, but now they changed it and I couldn't find it and it was triggering me. And then at some point I figured out that it's a seat and operator something, so that's where you change your controls. Some other things were really strange. I was flying around with Taurus, just, you know, trying it out, did the surveillance mission, and I figured out that somehow I entered missile operator mode, which I did not even have bound, and I couldn't shoot at anything because my guns are not working while I'm in MOM, which is fine. But then in the middle of the combat, I had to like get out and try and find where this is so that I can rebind it or bind it in the first place on my sticks. It was a really strange experience. I don't know what to say. Flying a Connie, for example, with sticks was great. It's very slow. Rotating is very slow. All that stuff. Like, I really feel like I'm flying a heavy ship, and yeah, I don't know, that was good. But flying some smaller ships, like what was I flying? A Titan and Hawk. Just keyboard and mouse, man. It's just too sensitive. It's crazy. And then the new flight model, I don't know how to feel, but like I need more, but I don't know. It just feels like you finally get used to something and then they change it, and now you have to get used to it again, and they're going to change again and again and again. It's just like, why am I even doing this? This killed my wish to do any combat stuff, honestly, because I mean, it's going to be changed so many times, and what if I like it and they change it? I've seen our people being sad about like what was, I don't know, some of the old patches was like 2.8 or something like that, 2.4, I don't know. But yeah, the old model. Anyways, that's it basically. Nothing crazy happened in my life in the past week. So I'm gonna get on to the news. This is very strange. I've never done podcasts on my own, so doing this without Maso is just really an interesting experience. I hope you guys don't mind. This is not something we're gonna do like on weekly basis, just kind of like an emergency episode in a way. Okay, so the first big news, obviously PU 314 landed on PU and it's playable. I really did not like how they did it. I think it was Thursday or Friday, and maybe Friday, and Star Citizen official Twitter account, I just hate that. Like, it was like, if this tweet gets retweeted this many times, we will release 314 on PU today. And then it did get these retweets, and then they were like, oh, this was too easy, so how about this many retweets? And I'm like, I just feel like puking when I see this. It's ridiculous. Like, what are we talking about? Is this like a giveaway or something that, you know, people get rewarded for retweeting? Are you kidding me? After this long of a wait on PTU that like boiled everyone's brain, you're just gonna tease people like that? And like, we know you're gonna do it anyways. Everyone does, but it's just like, are you really making additional hurdles and steps for us to like go through? And it just leaves a really poor taste in my mouth. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some people who are having fun with this, and in that case, I guess it's okay. If you're one of those, please tell me, because I don't know anyone who enjoys this. It's like a torture. But whatever. So that moment we knew it's gonna be happening. That day, I think it was Friday. I'm not like 100% sure. And I'm going to talk about 314 PTU from my perspective later during the topic. So I'm gonna skip over it and go on. So alongside 314 PTU, we got actually 3 videos released, which is very, very interesting. We got 314 promo video. It's great. Honestly, these were nothing like none of these videos I'm going to talk about are like This is Star Citizen, which was the one that pissed me off, and Maso as well, and just like in general a lot of community that is playing the game because it was kind of a lie. So these are great. 314 PU release video was fine. You can see some shots of Orison, some shots of Taurus. They mentioned Nine Tails Lockdown, a couple of little things. It's a 2-minute long video. Yeah, the one thing that was really awkward to me is it was tested and they were showing it on or it was released on PTU, the Xenothreat, but there was nothing about that in 314. I wonder if they removed it actually. So no one is saying anything about this, and it did have a lot of issues, desync, whatnot, crazy stuff happening there. And on PTU when it comes to Xenothreat, from what I've seen on other streams, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they just removed it, but they should have said that if that's the case. Not seeing it in 314 promo video just makes it awkward. Maybe this is going to be like 314 1 or 2, 314X, whatever. But again, it would be cool because Jared knew this is happening during the SEL. He mentioned it, that it's landing, it's going live. So they could have just touched on it, you know, because we know that they know, right? Anyways, not a bad video overall. Thumbs up. Then there was this Orison or Horizon, depending how you want to call it, video, and it came alongside the introduction page. And I'm gonna post a link in the description. If you haven't seen this, oh man, it's really good. Credit where credit's due. My god, like the sound department sometimes, whew. So basically, even without the link, if you go to RSI website and you scroll a little bit down, there's like an Orison thumbnail. You click on it, it tells you that experience is best experienced with the headphones. And yeah, you should use headphones for this one. It's crazy. You will be placed in the middle of the clouds next to Orison, and 3 ships, out of which at least one is MSR, but I think all of them are, I'm not sure, will fly by. And the sound with that whistle is, oh my god, it's so good. And then if you use scroll, it's a very smooth experience, unlike the game, right? And you scroll through these Orison pages and automatically the video about Orison starts. Which is also, you can find this video in standalone version of this video on YouTube. And then if you keep scrolling, you see like a lot of information and history and then data about Orison itself. Absolutely great. I love it. Link in the description. Check it out if you didn't already. You're going to be surprised. It's like actual content on the website. It's great. Video itself, I mean, that planet is a masterpiece. The only problem there is the clouds are not looking the way they are in the video. Obviously, they're pixelated and whatnot. They're working on it, and I believe they are. Not sure how are they going to deal with it or whatever. But yeah, Orison. I mean, what is there to say, right? It's great. And then there was a Taurus commercial video, which, holy moly, there was a lot of backlash on Reddit, and I think YouTube as well. I don't check the like-dislike ratio, but so just mind it, all this came out at the same time. So you had like 40-50 second video and 2 like 2-minute videos, and the patch dropped, and it was in between IC and SCL. There was a lot happening. I blame Maso for leaving, because he should have left earlier. Maybe, you know, we would have had patch before that. If you want to join me in blaming Masocast for this, just type it in the chat. He reads all the comments. I promise you that. So yeah. Okay, so basically the Taurus commercial, for me, it's absolutely great. The atmosphere is good, music is good. There's a little shot of Taurus inside and outside flying into one of the bays, and you know, the ATC, the better ATC than what we have, talking to them, and some shots of basically the long cargo bay going down, and some cargo like animations and whatnot, and then it's just like all 4 constellations, and they mention that it's touring and I don't know, combat and exploration, and now long haul, and that's what pissed people off, I think, because none of these professions are technically in the game. So I feel like a lot of people felt the same way as for what is this is Star Citizen, and I strongly disagree, because this is a commercial for the idea of the ship, right? So when BMW or Mercedes or something are making a commercial, or McLaren or whatever, where the car is like flying around the track or whatever, they're not selling you the car to race. They're selling the car to enjoy, and have it for many years and what. It's okay. I mean, to me, this is okay. This is the idea of the ship. This is how it's being sold. It's like an in-game commercial. It's great as usual. I just love it. 10 out of 10. I have no issues with it. And eventually, I mean, unless we're all crazy, I guess we're all hoping that these mechanics will be in the game and we will enjoy them. And then that same commercial, they are not going to redo the commercials. They're great. And then that same commercial will still be viable. So I don't see any problems with that. All right, so one piece of news, kind of. I don't know if you guys remember when Raylan was announced. I told you to get it if you have the credits, because for $220-ish or $225, I'm not sure, you would get Cartual, Loner, and Caterpillar, which was great because Caterpillar itself is $295, and then Cartual, I don't even know. So now that the Taurus came out, they changed it. So now you get Cartual and Taurus, and I melted mine. I don't care, because I never was interested in Raylan itself, but having that cheap Caterpillar was not a bad thing, and then playing around with Cartual is just like something I never did, so why not try? So just to let you know, if you're confused, I logged into my account where I have Taurus already, which I kept to be able to upgrade it because price change. Today logged in and there was 2 Tauruses, and I was like, what? And then I said, oh, there's no cat, and then I checked the loaner page and I was like, they updated that. So there's that. Another thing, Taurus went from $150 to $190. Non-Warbond. Warbond is something less, 175 or something like that. I don't know. Which is normal. I expected it to be around 200. So for those who purchased it earlier, you got yourself you got yourselves $40 of free upgrade credits on the store page. What I did not expect, though, Constellation Andromeda was 225, and now it's 250 or 240. Let me just check. I did not see this one coming, honestly. I am very, very surprised. Yeah, 240. So maybe because the Merlin now being capable of like detaching and all that, I don't know. However, if you were an Andromeda owner and you had it before, well, the price went up, so you now own a ship that is $240 worth. Okay, that's gonna do it for the news. I'm gonna make a short break to take a sip of something because there's no one else to talk to me. Never thought about this. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go. No, it's not over with the news, actually. It's I'm gonna go over to IC and SCL. So inside Star Citizen, oh man, I honestly think it's a great and not so great episode. It started very awkwardly. We were introduced to one of the producers in CIG, and she's been working for CIG for not that long, maybe a year or something. She says that in the video. Her name is Steph Bedford. Hopefully I'm not butchering the name. And yeah, I mean, she talks about like how she made it to CIG, what she did before, how nice it is to work there. And then she talks about the projects that she was producing, which are Tonk, and she's currently working on Aris. She's working on Vulture, that is in white box now. Looks pretty cool. There's some shots of Vulture in game, in the white box phase, of course. And we are going to talk about this video in Stanton Gossip as well, because there was an absolute abolishment of comments in the... No, man, it hurts me to even say this. Like, some people are fucking morons. I don't know what else to say. So, yeah, like, people were saying stupid things in the comments. Obviously, she is a human being. She read the comments and said a couple of nice words, or a couple of words in Twitter. A couple of tweets as well. She seems like a super nice person. I don't know what the fuck is the problem with people. And it's not her choice if she's going to show up in ISC or not. However... with all that said, and let me just clarify this, it started very awkward because for me, inside Star Citizen is where we get the information about the project and whatnot, and Star Citizen Live is where they introduce developers and other personnel of CIG to us. So I see no room for a producer being there and taking over the show unless they want to make her do something like that in future or whatever. Like, that's cool, but then that should be explained as well. But with all that said and done, so I was very skeptical at the beginning, but she shared so much information though, so and some really nice shots and whatnot, and explained, you know, like she did come with news about the Walter, about the Ares. I don't know, it was not that bad at all. I was confused at the beginning, but I think it was a great IC. You should definitely check it out. After that, there was a sprint report, and we were explained and showed in game how Starfare is refueling on our ship, and it's very interesting. It's using ship-to-ship docking from Constellation. It's just like it looks like white box, gray box simulation of it. It's interesting, really. Then they showed like something like carpet bombing, I guess, where you just can release your missiles in order to bomb, which is also preparation for the actual bombing gameplay when bombs come out. And they were mentioning something like a bomb operator mode or whatever. I still have to figure out how all these operator modes work. It's a little bit confusing, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then at the end, they showed us Nick's screenshots, man. I was talking about this. I said it makes sense if they add Nick's in near future, because they removed Delamar under, you know, explaining to us that that's because the old assets and it's clogging the server and whatnot. But in reality, when they removed Delamar, nothing happened. So it was still low frame rates and whatnot. So I personally think they just used that. You know, the whole thing of moving Delamar from PU to actually work on Nyx, but then did not really want to say that at the time, which obviously I don't like. If it's true, it could not be true. I guess we will never know. But regardless, I'd like to see Nyx soon. The screenshots look fucking amazing, and they're only the beginning ones. There's like a couple of passes on them. Holy shit, it looks good. It looks like something you want to go and explore. Unfortunately, I don't feel like that brings anything to the game, or too much to the game, because it will not expand on any gameplay. I'm still not familiar with moons of Microtech. I mean, I know their names and I've been around, but you know, I always recognize Daymar. I can recognize Yella, you know, the other moons, but it's just how many moons can be, I don't know, without gameplay. But yeah, this is not coming tomorrow or anything, so maybe, you know, it looks like some amazing locations for sure. And if I'm not wrong, Nyx is pretty big, so, but Spyro compared to Stanton. If nothing else, I would say check IC out because of this. If you don't want to go through everything else, at the end there's these screenshots. I'm sure there's a lot of them on Twitter as well, and for sure on Reddit. But yeah, worth the look-see. Definitely looking good. All right, so then, and I think this IC was really great. There's a lot of information. SCL on the other hand, SCL was crap. I had my notes, but I made a mistake. It's US something team. RIP. I removed it somehow. Not on purpose. Now I cannot see what they are. But there was 3 duders. It was a chill episode to listen to, and they did come up with a lot of information, out of which I think the most important was cargo refactor plans. I'll be honest though, as much as it was a super chill conversation to listen to, I don't feel like they were talking about many things that you can confirm. It's more like brainstorming or carrying over to us the brainstormed ideas that they have in the office during the, I don't know, development process or whatnot. So they talked about cargo refactor plans. I feel like there's nothing new. There was one question from the chat that caught up a lot of attention, which was snap to grid, and they confirmed it. They compared it to Lego or whatever. Jared made a statement. I think it was a joke that you were like how we were all laughing about how useless the trolleys are, but you'll see when it comes, when it comes to actually moving around cargo and whatnot, cargo boxes, how important they will be. They confirmed as well that it will take time for a cargo to physically load into the ships and out of the ships. They talked about how you will be able to kind of sneak into the ships, maybe get some prison time for that, or just making it out with some picking up that one box and stealing it, leaving, whatever. Interesting gameplay that we can all dream about, but God knows when and will this happen and how will it work, right? They also talked about hangar persistence that I am very interested in, and how will that whole mechanic work. But again, a lot of brainstorming, nothing really. I wouldn't even say they confirmed it. Like, it almost feels like, yeah, like what we think it should. I don't know. Does not give me very confidence. It's like something they don't really know much about. Okay. And there was a bunch of other like things that I don't know. Again, it was an hour of listening to someone just have a normal conversation. There was nothing bad about this SCL, but I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Okay. So now I'm gonna move over to the topic, which I already touched on a little bit at the beginning, and that is my experience with 3.14 so far. So the moment it came to PU, I updated my client, jumped in on my main account, and then before recording of this show, so Sunday, I streamed for about 3 hours as well, and I've experienced a lot of difficulties. So first of all, let's start from the beginning. On purpose I chose Orison with both characters. On my own, it was really bad. Like, Orison is beautiful, and the new room is great. You wake up next to the window, where you can, if you're lucky and you wake up there during the daylight, you can see the ships lying around and shuttles and just nice colors, and it's beautiful. When you get up though, I don't know about you guys, I don't know if you've tried it, but if you were ever flying something like Vanguard, any variant of Vanguard, and if you go around and like try and open the clickable things, it really feels like they took half of the Vanguard interior and placed it into this apartment. Now, it doesn't look bad or anything, but if you did fly it feels like they were cheating. And tell me if you feel about that the same way. I don't know. If you didn't pay attention, check it. Maybe you might have a good laugh, but like, because it's literally, it's Vanguard. Okay, so other than that little light dimming is there. It's kind of cool and whatnot. What I really liked about it, when you get out of the room, there's an opening. Like, you can use your regular road to elevator, which we have everywhere, but you can also get out. There's like a balcony opening, and you can go out to like the fresh air and experience Crusader basically, and Orison from there. I feel like it's, if someone told me that, I would be like, meh. But it actually feels good. It actually feels good and looks good. So yeah, thumbs up for that. And just seeing those moving barges and random ships lying around, it feels good. Okay, I'm gonna just say it right now. When I was streaming it, when I was playing it on my own, the frame rate was shit, but it was kind of playable except for like a couple of hiccups. And I don't have the best rig in the world. I have 8700K, 1080 Strix, and M2 SSD, and 32 gigs of RAM. And it was still struggling. So yeah, unless you have like 3090 or something, I don't know, you're probably gonna have an issue right there. But yeah, when I was not in the Orison, I gotta say, everything looked very, very smooth during the stream and off stream. So whenever I would go to PO and go and do a mission or try to, the frame rate was good. There was still some desync though. Desync is there, no surprise. They said they don't have a solution for it yet. But yeah. And then I did not have any 30Ks, but I did have several crashes to desktop. And then I would return to the same server, I think, but not in the same position. I would wake up in my bed again. So Orison is absolutely beautiful. I'm sure you've seen it before, and it's so annoying because there's a couple of things. There's a lot of no-fly zones, which bums me because it's amazing to fly around different strats and whatnot. It's huge, actually. It's much bigger than I thought. And there's little details that are just amazing, where you would like walk towards like an info panel, and then it would tell you about the shipyard or whatever, and then you actually see the shipyard on the next platform further away, and you can zoom in and check it. And yeah, the floating barges and all that, where you can land on them and walk around. There's nothing to see, but you can. Lights on these are wrong as well. There's no green and red light. I don't know why. DIG, come on. Whoever was doing Taurus did a great job with like double blinks of green on the starboard and red on port. I think that's really important. I think games are supposed to also teach us some of the real life stuff. Why not? Okay. The worst part of Orison is getting away from it. It takes forever, and not only that it takes forever, and this is nerfed, but also I was struggling to, especially with the new UI and everything, I was struggling to actually, the orientation is a problem because you are not flying away from the planet. I mean, technically you are, but you are like in the clouds and all that. It can be very disorienting, and yeah, I didn't like it either times. And it was like, every time I was like, okay, I know it's long, and then at some point I'm like, ugh. I'm still not able to get out of it. It doesn't help that PO is somewhat on the same level as Orison. I don't know how to explain this, but when you want to fly upwards from the planet, but PO is actually not like up. And it rotates with the planet, and that's the closest place you want to jump to. So yeah, it's strange. The other thing that I have to say about Orison, when you get to PO and you look out, I don't know about you guys, a lot of people love it, but for me it has lost its and now I've seen it in game as well. It's impressive, right? But it has lost its identity. So the colors are completely off. It's white and pink instead of brown, orange and stuff like that. So it is what it is. it's impressive, like what they did with that planet. Don't get me wrong, but do I like it visually? Not really, because I'm used to something else from the distance, right? But nevertheless, I cannot talk too much shit about the planet. It's really impressive. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so I've checked some of the missions because I was kind of hoping that something will be there for me to enjoy. And I am not really into combat, especially now. I don't like how quick you lose ammo and all that. Combat, I feel like right now is just a multiplayer experience more than anything else. So I've checked and I found salvage missions, which actually are the old like search and rescue or whatever. They're 11,000 each. It's really not bad. Like, you have to go and pick up some boxes and get 11,000 alpha UC. I would gladly do this. However, the mission itself tells you that there's some people roaming around and whatnot, and to be there, and I'm like, this is they're pushing FPS gameplay everywhere now. So, and I don't mind when the game is out and like and you know it works. Just sure, it's more interaction, it's more RNG. It's like, yeah, you gotta work for it. However, being one shot through the wall and shit like that, and trying to kill desync FPS when you can be killed so easily, it's a hard pass for me, man. I'm just disappointed that this is another gameplay loop that I would enjoy for real, but I'm not going there with FPS dudes. So I'm sorry, no, not yet. I had something strange as well happening to me. Well, when I was coming back from the surveillance missions, well, first of all, during the surveillance mission, which is these are those 20,000 ones, there is even easier to find out. By the way, scanning is amazing. I love it. I love both the ping and the actual scan. Maybe gives you a little bit too much information about the ships, but yeah, you can scan Port Olisar and it gives you like a brief history. Sorry about that. Maybe I could drink something. Okay, so yeah, so the problem was when I've killed all 3 surveillance whatever drones, or 2 prospectors appeared. And while I was trying to fight these prospectors, I was getting this trespassing message. And I thought they said they fixed it. Like, but that's so annoying. Like, what the fuck are you? I'm on the mission there. The moment you complete the mission, you're trespassing, which makes no sense. You're being attacked by these prospectors. So I've killed these 2 prospectors, ran away, kind of did not get crime stat. And then I was in Connie with 4 rhinos, so size 4 gimbaled guns, and I was attacked by a Mustang Delta, Mustang Alpha, whatever. Bro, that was hard to defeat. It was flying around me like crazy, and I was running out of repeaters are strange. I don't know. And then like I would run out of ammo in my repeaters, laser repeaters, and so it's CFs. And they didn't want to recharge until I used the triangle to push it into like a weapons, and then I would have to wait for a little bit more for them to start recharging. It's really strange. I don't know how I feel about this. By default, some of these ships have all the guns set on 1 click, and yeah, I don't know. It's really awkward. I've killed it, but it took a long time. It didn't break through my shields or anything. It was not a threat, but it was very annoying. And then I flew back to PO, and that was another strange thing. I jumped to it, and I'm in front of Port Olisar, and there's no PO. I was like, whoa, no, 30k or something. And then it slowly like built itself, like it appeared, right? Just to remind you, so SSD M2, 32 gigs of RAM, like I shouldn't have these like loading issues at all. And then I was like, oh shit, SSOCS is probably a bit laggy. And then I saw 4 more ships there, player ships. So there was like 2 arrows, Phoenix, and some other ship that I did not manage to scan, because instead of that I was scanning PO. But yeah, I was so confused. I don't know if it's performance or server, or maybe server meshing. Probably not, but like maybe part of it or something. I don't know. It was really strange. Okay, so then the last thing I want to mention is they did announce the Ninetales lockdown. I was like, cool, if I am there when it happens, I would definitely go and check it out, even if I get blown into pieces, because it's kind of a community event or whatnot. And I did get this message several times that, you know, there's like security attention, and Crusader security is telling you that you need to fly like carefully and, you know, take all the precautions and whatnot. And after the first message I got, I pressed F1 on my mob to get my Mobiglas and check if I get a mission, and it crashed my game. So then I came back and I was playing around with my Titan on my alt account, and then I've heard the message again. I've checked again, there's nothing. Then I flew to PO, I was another message, and there's nothing. So it feels like you get this broadcast of them like, but they don't give you any information about like where it's happening. It's, you just know it's there in Crusader. And I don't know, I'm sure some people figured it out. I saw Meyer briefly doing it, but I couldn't stay and watch. It was yesterday, I was kind of busy. And I guess you have to like go around and check all the locations where it could happen. Probably like all those L1s, you know, L2s and whatnot, and then take part. Or maybe it just takes long. I don't know. Maybe it just like takes, she starts announcing it and then it takes, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours to, you know, you keep hearing these announcements every 15 minutes or so, and then it happens and you can join. I don't know, but you don't get anything in your Mobiglas to join it. So at that point I was like, okay, that's it for me. I'm gonna hop off, go set up and do the podcast. So unfortunately no info there. And before I go, after today's experience, I have basically decided to not stream Star Citizen because it's very stressful. I keep getting information in my OBS that there's like an overload and whatnot, and then I went and checked my VOD and the sound is great, but yeah, you can see like literal screenshots at the time, even though on my end it was fine, but I can't, like, it's just eating so many resources. And it's so stressful. I am not in a position where I can, you know, YOLO and lose my rig or any components, because I wouldn't be able to replace them. And yeah, luckily I can play the game without streaming. Not really feeling like playing it right now. The prolonged PTU plus nothing really new for me is turned my excitement for the game to not really being excited. But hey, CitizenCon is coming. I expect them to bring something in, also maybe some new ships and whatnot. So I'm always in the loop, and if I'm not playing, I'm watching these streamers who are actually streaming it full time. I am out of that loop. Like, there's no way. I was thinking about coming back, but no, man, I can't. So if you hop over to my streams, you're probably going to see me playing World of Warships or something like that, New World when it comes out, or stuff like that. But we can always talk about Star Citizen. I'm always interested in that. But yeah, with that said, I am going to sign myself out here. As I've said, much shorter episode. I actually made it to like 45 minutes, which is more than I expected. I hope Mas is having a great time on his weekend camping. And it's Wednesday, we already have something set up to talk about. So the IC Aliciana Noir is back, so I wanna talk about that as well. It makes me super happy. She's doing stuff on YouTube again, great. And obviously there's going to be random crap happening around Twitter and Reddit and whatnot, because PU has 314 now. Yeah, thank you for listening. If you like it, you know what to do. I'm not gonna tell you like, you know, where to click and whatnot. We both appreciate the numbers going up. A lot of comments and support and subs. It just feels good to grow a brand new channel like this, and we're both passionate about the game and project. So thank you guys for making it even more I don't know, worth doing. Yeah, have a great week, and we'll see you either Wednesday during Stanton Gossip or next Sunday for the regular episode of Straight Outta Stanton. Take care, have fun.